Hi everyone, here we have with us the prestigious team that made all of us proud, the winners of Smart India Hackathon 2023. Great congratulations from our side to Sai Satish, Balaji, Muthu Palaniyappan, Jayenth, Dinesh, and Vidarshana. Myself, Ramya, Muthu Reshmi, Shanjana, and Ananya, who take immense pleasure in interviewing the winning team.
First question we wanted to know was what factors influenced your decision to tackle this particular challenge? How was your ideation process? Anyone can elaborate over that.
We wanted to give them a product, we want to give a solution that is kind of innovative, and we wanted that innovation factor, because the the problem with the problem statements is they define a scope of what you do. So we wanted to make it a little open, and we wanted to be challenging. So we started looking at the hardware section, like the hardware statements, and we had an amazing guidance from our mentors as well. And we took the domain of assistive technology, and yeah, we explored a bit there. And the ideation process, we started with the basic ground research about what is the existing solution, and why it is a problem in India, or how can we provide to it, like how can we improve on it. So those were the factors that we took in. And other than this, we also wanted to learn something on the way.
Could you elaborate on the specific features and functionalities of your AAC device which you developed, and how does it address the unique communication needs in the Indian context?
The problem statement that we had chose for SIH was to develop an augmentative and alternative communication device. So that is an AAC. So this is the device which is basically used by specially abled people who are not able to communicate normally. So those people who can't talk properly, they have mental disabilities. So for them, a device which can enable them to speak normally. So coming to the AAC that we built. So our device was based on what currently existed, and we had specialties on top of that to make us stand out. So in a normal AAC, how it works is it is basically like a lot of icons. So it is majorly in the form of a tablet app, or even using paper too. So in the basic app, they basically a person points to that icon to communicate. Initial part of our application was the AAC board maker. So it's called a board maker, which basically consists of different icons, each depicting a given word or action. So once that was done, we thought what pain points that the users are currently facing in this product. So what we found out was one of the major concerns was that they need to go through a lot of folders to find out the icon that they want to speak. So that was a major concern we felt. So we wanted to address that initially. So how we addressed that was using context recognition, which is basically like a device which can see around you and then decide what icon is suitable for you to speak. Like let us say I'm in a maths class or something, then I'll get suggestions relating to math on my app. So I need not go into that folder specifically to get what I want to speak. So we felt this feature would make communication more efficient. And what other problems that we found out in existing solutions was there were multiple input, there are limited input modalities in AACs as such. There are specialist device for each input, but nothing which combines everything together. There are few AACs which include eye tracking, and few which includes different modalities, excluding touch, but there are no solution which had everything together. So we had also tried to bring that into our solution. So our solution was a multimodal input dock, meaning that we were able to support multiple inputs ranging from joystick-based inputs, like touch-based inputs, button-based inputs, as well as eye tracking.
Yeah, I would like to also add like one more feature, like the hardware to software integration, right? So that part which made it complete. Otherwise, it would have no hardware, software. But we kind of blended it. So just made it a wireless controller that can control an Android app. So that one really stood out as a as an important point in our product.
Going on to how your mentor's support was throughout the hackathon. You had mentioned Bama ma'am and Selvi ma'am had contributed to your team success. So we wanted to know how their guidance impacted your development process.
From the ideation phase, we had like iterative discussions. Like we go with some statement and some solution, and then based on the suggestions, we'll work on that. And so it was an iterative process. And from the ideation, their inputs were very valuable. Like if you take Bama ma'am, she has a lot of experience in assistive tech. She also has contacts in Vidyasagar school and stuff. So that enabled us to get real-time user feedback. Like instead of going out and searching in Google, we were able to talk to speech therapists and renowned people in the field, which gave us the real user pain points to be addressed. And coming to Sally ma'am, we all know like she's an expert in IoT and hardware. So she guided us through the entire IoT and the integration part of the IoT.
Selvi ma'am, as a guide, she was basically our embedded systems and IoT faculty. So she insisted us on building prototypes that really gave us a good experience on how to work with this stuff. So like uh, this is a problem statement which requires hardware. So primarily hardware should be there. So initially we had a mindset that we should have a guide who has experience in hardware. We thought that Selvi ma'am is a good guide who can guide us beyond of what we already know. So we did connect with her iteratively through the process, and then discussed like what all protocols will be useful, and how to go about the project, how we can go about with the integration, whether doing something is meaningful or not, or just for the sake of a feature we should not do something just because it would sound cool. We should not do something. We should do something because it's meaningful. Selvi ma'am guided us through all those stuff, and then some of the parts that we used in the hackathon were also given by Selvi ma'am from our college. She was generous enough to give us all those parts from the lab. So yeah.
The challenges you actually faced while, ideation, building solution, what challenges did you face in general? Like, how did you manage to, keep a track of time? Like, how did you manage to follow up the tasks, the resource allocation, etc.? So, in general, what challenges did you face while throughout your journey?
The biggest challenge, like before the hackathon, was the ideation itself, as you said, and we just wanted to be to have a good statement, and because during the hackathon, your aim is to have a good product and a good solution, but before that you wanted to tackle a great problem, a problem that can be that is given in an open scope. So we did a like as we said, we did a ton of research on that, and we had amazing mentors to guide us on that, and there weren't much challenge for us to know during the ideation process. But while devising the solution, we had multiple runs on the prototype, the Figma design or the architectural design, system design. We had a multiple runs on that. We had a ton of heated arguments of why this model should be there, that should be there, and yeah, in the end it all shaped the product of what it is now. And like before 2 days before the hackathon, we wanted to pack everything, and since our nodal center is at Delhi, so we had a strict resource constraint. We have to just make sure we take all the stuff, and pray to God we don't miss anything important. So we got all the microcontrollers, which is a major thing that we need, and other than this, the components, electronic components, and other accessories, etc. And that is how we handle the resource constraints. Still, the nodal center themselves came forward and provided some electronic components when we were needed of it, because we only had a few modules of ESP 8266 which had broken during the travel. So they came forward and helped it. So that way we have to appreciate the nodal center as well.
Like we were clear in what we are going to do. Like everyone was clear on what they are supposed to work on. I think that is what made us stand apart. Like in the 5 day, we didn't have a single line of code when we reached there. We built everything from scratch, but everyone had a clear plan and we trusted each other. That's what made us stand out. And another important main challenge that we faced there was from morning 10 to night 12, everyone must be present on the table. They'll be taking attendance at regular intervals. And from night 12 to morning 10, at any point of time, at least 4 members should be on the table. Like not more than 2 members can sleep at a time. They'll be taking attendance at regular intervals. So this clear idea on what we are working on and what everyone is supposed to do made it easy for us to manage the time and who sleeps when, who works on what.
So the moment you received the trophy as the winners, you guys would have had a mix of emotions and reactions. So like, can you walk us through that time, like how you felt when you received this prestigious trophy?
All of us were sleepy. Okay, so the last day, uh, during night, like some of us slept for half an hour to 1 hour or so, and we had Balaji and Dinesh who didn't sleep for 36 hours straight. Because they were working on the hardware and the final prototyping. We had some issues, so they were working on it. And we didn't have breakfast, we didn't have lunch, we didn't open WhatsApp, we didn't attend any calls from our parents or our mentors or anyone. So we were completely focused on that. And so after the presentation was over, we went there and had some chat for lunch at 4:30. After that, we went to our rooms and the valedictory was supposed to be held at 5 or something, and we went there by 5:10. By that time, all the seats were mostly taken, so we didn't have like a set of 6 seats so that we can sit together. So three of us and three of us like sat separately, and almost all of us were asleep. We weren't sure what was happening until the time like we were announced as winners. So I remember that forever. And another interesting thing is, we thought everyone, our product's name was Swatantra Walks. We thought a Hindi name would be benefiting us as we are going to Delhi, but surprisingly, no one there was able to pronounce that. So instead of calling our team name, they actually called Balaji. So we had like a 2 or 3 seconds. We had a doubt whether it's us or they are calling someone else. Yeah, and then we went there and on the stage, like it was only a few seconds, but yeah, we cherished that for a long time. And yeah, a few people got emotional. Yeah, it was all worth it. It took some time to sink in, 1 hour or so to sink in that we have actually done it. Because before the time the results were announced, after the final review got over, most of us didn't have much confidence that we would do it. But yeah.
Yeah, actually, a few more teams which we interacted. So they were taking on a statement where they have to control the gear of the bike through prosthetics. So through myoelectric sensors for people who are for PWD. Okay, so that was an interesting statement, and all of them, all the teams in that statement were very competitive because the all 6 teams in that statement had a ready-made leg, 3D printed leg, and they operated it through various sensors. And we had a team from Kolkata, so they helped us in our hardware parts, and they had an interesting way of applying that sensor and controlling it remotely without having it actually attached to the leg. So it will be attached to the bike itself, and they will have to just control it remotely through their myoelectric grip and their muscles. And that stood like it was a great achievement, I would say. And I think they also won the prize as well for their statement. And they also helped us, like they didn't see us as a no not like normal, and like just as an, they lended some of their hardware tools and helped us of how to make a drill, and certain hardware stuff also they taught us, me and Dinesh. So we are grateful to them. And we also saw many innovations, like a smart board which should like project into a wall, and we can just write it in our finger itself. So through tracking, they will just convert it into a writing board. So that is also one of the innovative statements that we had sung.
Looking back, is there anything you think you could have done differently throughout the course of the hackathon?
Same, when I want to go to Noida from Delhi, I would rather take a cab. Because the time we went from the airport to the actual nodal center was more than the time it took for us to go from Chennai to Delhi.
Like, we would like to just have a one-liner or a closing thought about this hackathon, overall hackathon experience from each one of you.
So even if I get 100 more hackathons, I'll be always ready to go with them. So the best team I could ask for.
So the one-liner or like a philosophical quote, maybe what I thought was like everything works out, and so that's what I felt. Even though we felt like we faced so many challenges, as long as we are persistent and we are hopeful of that we can do it, then it'll all work out in the end. So that's what I felt.
I don't have much, but you either win for you or your team. So don't lose, just win.
Anything that works and go with the flow. That's it.
Best team, we were in perfect sync. You built teams with and had a great mentors.
Thank you so much from our Insta newsletter team. We would like to thank each one of you for spending your valuable time.